neural control and its coordination, last but one chapter. So in our body all organ systems are working in a coordinate manner to maintain homeostasis. What is homeostasis? Maintenance of body fluid levels. Kidneys are homeostatic organ. Maintenance of body fluid levels is known as homeostasis. Various organs and organ systems working in a coordinating manner to maintain homeostasis. Kidneys are the homeostatic organ. Mainly kidneys are homeostatic organ. For example, if you want to perform physical exercise, at the time we move our limbs. So for the contraction of muscles need energy. That's why rate of respiration increase. Whenever we perform exercise, rate of respiration increases. So as a result, abundant amount of oxygen present in the lungs. To transport this oxygen to each and every part, increase blood circulation. How blood circulation increase? By increasing heartbeat. By increased heartbeat, blood circulation increases. Now, due to increase of blood circulation, oxygen circulated to each and every part of the body. So, in our organs, abundant amount of energy released. Energy is released in different parts of the body. Moreover, kidney function increases. And release renin enzyme. So the renin indirectly involved in facultative metabolism. How? Whenever renin released, aldosterone, adrenal cortex release aldosterone. Aldosterone promote facultative reabsorption. So increase the water reabsorption. So whenever we start exercise, so our respiratory system, circulatory system, excretory system are working in a coordinating manner. Whenever we stop the exercise, rate of respiration decreases, blood circulation, heartbeat decreases, kidney function also decreases. In this manner, so in our body, various organs and organ systems work in a coordinating manner to maintain the homeostasis. Nervous system and so once again, so whenever we start the exercise, so muscles undergo contraction. After utilizing energy only, muscles undergo contraction. To release energy, rate of respiration increases and increase the blood circulation, means increase the heartbeat. Energy is released, abundant amount of energy released. Kidney function increases. So juxtaglomerular cells release renin. So in this manner, kidney function increases, renin releases into blood circulation, indirectly help in facultative reabsorption. Once we stop the exercise, respiration activity, circulatory system activity, kidney activity decreases. Now we discuss both endocrine system and nervous system together known as integrated system. Study of integrated system is known as cybernetics. Why nervous system and endocrine system together known as integrated system? These two systems controls and coordinate the activity of our organs. So why two systems are needed? One system is sufficient. Difference is nervous system. Nervous system stimulate tissues only, not stimulate each and every cell. Nervous system can control any organ within few milliseconds, but its effect is short-lived. The endocrine system release hormone. This hormone reaches between the cells, means the hormone reach each and every cell of the target organ. That's why influence of endocrine system is more. Endocrine system activity is slow, but its influence long lasting for a long time. Nervous system and endocrine system, these two systems controls and coordinate the functions of all organs. Difference in their activity. Nervous system can control any organ within few milliseconds. That's why its influence is short-lived. Endocrine system shows its influence slowly. Once it's influenced the organ, so for days, months and years together, for example, growth is under the control of endocrine system. We grow up to 15, 16 years. So, study of integrated system is known as cybernetics. What is integrated system? So, nervous system, endocrine system together known as integrated system. Study of integrated system is known as cybernetics. Now we discuss nervous system. You already know nervous system contains two types of cells, neurons and neuroglial cells. What is the function of nervous system? Receive the information, transfer the information. For example, they are sensory neuron. They receive information from sense organ, transfer the information to brain, central nervous system. Similarly, they are motor neuron, transfer message from brain to target organ. So, irritability and conductivity are the properties of neurons. Irritate means respond and conduct the information. Irritability, conductivity, properties of the neurons. Neuroglial cells, also nerve cells, but they never perform the functions of nervous tissue. They only protect the neurons. Neuroglial cells are more than neurons. More than 50% cells present in the nervous system are neuroglial cells. They only protect the neurons. So, nervous system classified into central nervous system, peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system. In central nervous system, we discuss in central nervous system classified into central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. In central nervous system, we discuss brain and spinal cord. Brain and spinal cord together known as central nervous system. In peripheral nervous system, afferent neurons, afferent neurons, afferent neurons, afferent neurons. Afferent neurons means the neurons carry information from sense organ to brain. Afferent neuron or sensory neuron. Afferent neuron, the neurons carry message from brain to target organ known as afferent neurons. So peripheral nervous system, the motor part of peripheral nervous system, motor part means the part of the peripheral nervous system send message to the target organ, peripheral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system is, motor part is classified into two types, somatic nervous system and visceral nervous system. Somatic nervous system and visceral. Visceral nervous system. Somatic nervous system. Sensory neurons, few sensory neurons also present. Sensory neurons of somatic nervous system receive information from exterior receptors. Exterior receptors. Receptors present on the surface of the body. So that's why sensory neurons of somatic nervous system receive the information consciously, carefully. The sensory neurons of somatic nervous system receive the information carefully. Why? For example, any predator is present. If the sensory neurons of somatic nervous system not receive, for example, tiger is present but not carefully receive, maybe cat, what happens? That organism is no more. So the predator may engulf. For example, prey is present, it is unable to identify. The sensory neurons not receive the correct information. So due to starvation, the animal may die. That's why sensory neurons of somatic nervous system carefully receive the information. Reason is they receive information from the surrounding environment. Exterior receptors present on the surface, so receive the information from the surrounding environment. In case of visceral nervous system, also known as autonomous nervous system, visceral or autonomous nervous system, sensory neurons receive the information mechanically, not carefully. You already know, information from one neuron to another neuron transfer to synapse. Synapse is a gap between axon terminals of one neuron, dendrites of another neuron. So one information present in the axon terminals of one neuron, automatically this information reaches the dendrites of another neuron. So reason is the sensory neurons of visceral nervous system receive the information from interior receptors. Receptors present within the body. The sensory neurons of somatic nervous system receive the information consciously, carefully from the exterior receptor. Sensory neurons of somatic nervous system receive the information from external receptors only. Sensory neurons of visceral nervous system receive the information from internal receptors only within the body. So that's why sensory neurons of visceral nervous system receive the information mechanically. So one information reaches the axon terminal, that information automatically transfer to the next neuron. Particularly dendrites of next neuron receive the information. Axon terminal. Dendrite. Axon terminal, dendrite, motor neurons, motor neurons of somatic nervous system control only skeletal muscles. Skeletal muscles means striated muscles. Skeletal muscles. Motor neurons control involuntary organs. Involuntary muscles and organ perform involuntary action. So motor neurons of autonomous nervous system control the involuntary muscles, cardiac muscle. Motor neurons. The motor neurons of somatic nervous system control only skeletal muscle. Motor neurons of autonomous nervous system control the actions of involuntary organs, involuntary muscles. Only one motor neuron control the activity of skeletal muscle. In our body, some motor neuron extend from the spinal cord. So they are present from spinal cord up to the toe, means more than 1 meter also. So in somatic nervous system, a single motor neuron control the skeletal muscle. But in autonomous nervous system, 2 motor neurons control the actions of involuntary organs. 2 motor neuron, 1 motor neuron, it transfer the message to another motor neuron. The second motor neuron control the involuntary, so send message to the involuntary organ. So 2 motor neurons control the actions of involuntary organs in autonomous nervous system. Only 1 motor neuron control the skeletal muscle. Another point is somatic nervous system always excitatory. Excitatory means always increase the activity of skeletal muscle, but autonomous nervous system may be excitatory or inhibitory. Again, autonomous nervous system into 2. Autonomous nervous system divisible into sympathetic and parasympathetic. Sympathetic nervous system, parasympathetic. Sympathetic nervous system generally increase the activity of visceral organs. Why autonomous nervous system, also known as visceral nervous system? It controls the activity of visceral organs. Organs present in the coelom known as visceral organs. Autonomous nervous system further divisible into sympathetic and parasympathetic. Sympathetic nervous system increase the activity of visceral organ with few exception. So it never increase the digestion and rest. Parasympathetic nervous system decrease the activity of visceral organ and at the same time it promote digestion. It promote the digestion and rest. So sympathetic nervous system activate the body in most of the cases with few exception. Generally sympathetic nervous system increase the activity of visceral organ. It act as a accelerator in a vehicle. Parasympathetic nervous system act as a brake, means inhibit the activity of visceral organs. So central nervous system, in central nervous system we discuss brain and spinal cord. In peripheral nervous system, so neurons, afferent neuron, efferent neuron. Afferent neurons carry information from sense organ to brain. Efferent neuron carry message from brain to target organ. So again it is of 2 types. Motor part of peripheral nervous system, somatic nervous system and autonomous nervous system. only few neurons are present. The sensory neurons of somatic nervous system receive information from the receptors present on the surface. So the sensory neurons of somatic nervous system receive information consciously, carefully. The sensory neurons of visceral nervous system or autonomous nervous system receive information from the receptors present within the body. Receptors present within the body mechanically. Only one motor neuron in somatic nervous system, one motor neuron regulates the skeletal muscle. So the somatic nervous system regulates only skeletal muscle. Autonomous nervous system regulates the activity of visceral organs and involuntary organs. Only one motor neuron controls the skeletal muscle in somatic nervous system. Two motor neurons. The message reach the involuntary organs via two motor neurons. The somatic nervous system always excitatory. The somatic nervous system always increase the activity of striated muscle. Visceral nervous system or autonomous nervous system sometimes increase the activity, sometimes decrease. The part of the autonomous nervous system increase the activity of visceral organs known as sympathetic nervous system. The part of the autonomous nervous system decrease the activity of visceral organs known as parasympathetic nervous system. We discuss in detail while discussing for NEET. Now we discuss neuron. Multipolar neuron. Okay, neuron. Neuron. Neuron is the longest cell in all animals. Important part of the neuron, star-shaped structure, cyton, cell body, soma or perikaryon, cyton, soma, cell body or perikaryon. It contains nucleus and grey colored granules known as Nissel's granule. Nissel's granules are nothing but rough endoplasmic reticulum involved in protein synthesis. Cyton has two associated structure. One is dendrite and another one is axon. Dendrite is small, pointed. So dendrite has several branches, small branches. Dendrite is receiving the information from the surrounding environment and transfer the information to cyton. That's why dendrite is considered as afferent process of neuron. Dendrite is small, it has several branches, it receives information from the surrounding environment or from another neuron and carry information to cyton. That's why dendrite is considered as afferent process of neuron. Another process arising from cyton is axon. Axon is long. Posterior part of axon contain branches known as axon terminals or teledendrites. Plasma membrane of the axon, axolemma. Cytoplasm of the axon, axoplasm. The terminal part of axon terminal contain knob-like structures, synaptic knobs. Synaptic knobs contain synaptic vesicles. The synaptic vesicles contain neurotransmitters. So the information is traveling from one neuron to another neuron through neurotransmitter. Information always travel from axon terminals of one neuron to dendrites of another neuron. Information never travel from dendrite to axon terminal. Reason is neurotransmitter is required. Dendrite unable to release neurotransmitter. That's why information always transferred from axon terminal of one neuron to dendrite of another neuron. So neuron is the longest cell in all animal. Important part of the neuron is the cell body, soma or cytosol or perikaryon. So it has a nucleus and several grey colored granules, Nissel's granules. The Nissel's granules are nothing but rough endoplasmic reticulum participating in protein synthesis. Cyton has two associated process. One is dendrite. Dendrite is small, it has branches. Dendrite also contains Nissel's granules. Dendrite receive information from another neuron or from the surrounding environment and transfer the information to cyton. That's why dendrite is known as the afferent process of neuron. Axon is long, rarely it has, axon is long, rarely it has a branch near the cyton. This branch is known as collateral branch. Generally, axon has terminal branches. At the posterior part of axon only branches are present, namely axon terminal. Plasma membrane of the axon, axolemma. Cytoplasm of the axon, axoplasm. The axon terminal contains swollen parts, knob-like structure known as synaptic knob. Synaptic knob contains synaptic vesicles. The synaptic vesicles contain neurotransmitter. The neurotransmitter essential for the transmission of information from one neuron to another neuron. So information is always travel from axon terminal of one neuron to dendrites of another neuron. The empty place present between axon terminal of one neuron, dendrite of another neuron is known as synapse. So tomorrow we discuss types of neuron, later nerve impulse transmission.